Good morning. There are a lot of reasons why I'd rather not talk about this, but one very good reason why I feel like I need to, and it's because other people might be feeling like I've been feeling, and maybe something I say today or that I have learned will help them too. And I truly believe we are all here to help each other home. So, this is what I wrote in my journal yesterday after I realized I was not going to be able to make it to a family Christmas party and felt a little sense of relief and wondered why it was so hard to make myself go to something like that in the first place. I'm kind of depressed. With my children, I don't mind getting together, but I'm not wanting to visit with people or do anything much social. Yes, my children, but even with them, I don't feel quite all there. Like I'm with them and I'm enjoying talking and listening to them and I'm laughing, but part of me is watching like an observer. It's hard to explain and I don't understand it, and I wonder what is wrong with me. Is it because I'm always observing that empty space where David would have been, my husband who died in 2012? Is this just something situational? Something everybody feels? I'm just sad, like I'm carrying a cloak of sadness. And I'm just so tired. What can I do right now to help myself? Well, I can plan more events and more programs, more speeches, all those things that I enjoy. I can do more writing. I can take better care of myself, eat right, exercise more, get outside. More writing, less whining. I know what it feels to not feel like this. I know what it is to not feel like an observer. So I've been doing the right things. I've been journaling. I've been reading from my devotional every morning. I've been trying to do some more writing. And I've been doing a lot of praying because I really do believe in the power of prayer. And I do believe that answers come to us and we don't always recognize them. So this morning, I picked up this book, Fiercehearted by Holley Gerth. Live fully, love bravely. And evidently, I had started reading it sometime before Christmas because I opened it to where my bookmark was, and it was on chapter 29, which is a different kind of sad. For a long time, I didn't know I was battling depression. And as with any unknown enemy, this made it harder to fight. When I pictured depression, I thought of not being able to get out of bed in the morning. I thought of entirely gray days filled with tears like raindrops. I imagined not being able to work or pick up the phone or even manage to take a shower. And I felt deep empathy for folks who faced all this. But because my experience felt different, I didn't think I had the right to really claim membership in the same tribe. Then recently I learned about dysthymia, also known as persistent depressive disorder. It's a milder, chronic form of depression. If major depression is the flu, then dysthymia is that annoying, drawn out cold you just can't shake. It's likely you're still able to make breakfast and get the kids out the door and to school, show up at your desk and finish the project, or put on a brave face for a couple of hours at the birthday party. But inside, you're often longing to nap with a comfy blanket on the couch for, about a year. In other words, you're present in your own life, but not fully there. You're not really you. At least the best version of yourself, the one who really engages with others and laughs at jokes and gets excited about new ideas. There are many reasons for this, but it often simply comes down to one. Dysthymia flare-ups make you feel tired. A lot. And it's sort of a weariness that doesn't go away. You might sleep too little or too much, but either way, Getting through the day can feel like walking in mud or wearing a cloak of sadness. You have to make yourself do things, even things you used to enjoy. It's also a trickster. It turns your mind into something like the funhouse full of mirrors at a carnival. Your thoughts aren't entirely unrelated to reality, but they're distorted. One mistake makes it appear like you're a total failure. A single harsh word has you convinced you're an awful person. All your fine efforts to please God seem as though they have only made him angrier. This is disorienting and startling and scary because while all this is false, it feels real. And often people with the best intentions can say things to you that make it even sound real. You just need to trust Jesus more, they say. Or maybe if you ran a marathon every afternoon, it would help, they offer. Or, that's just silly. Stop being so emotional. Such comments only bring more shame and guilt, which are already the BFFs of dysthymia and depression. Because dysthymia can last not just for days or weeks, but years. Those of us facing it can see it as normal. We can believe it's just like this for everyone. Realizing what I face is an actual physical thing and not a moral failing has been a tremendous relief. I can say to myself these days, it's not your fault. Yes, it's my responsibility, just as it is the responsibility of someone with diabetes to watch what they eat and take their medicine. But it's not a failure on my part that I have this condition. It's simply a medical reality. Because of research and brain scans and all kinds of wonderful things, doctors know this for sure. So I'm following a plan to deal with dysthymia. I'm talking with a counselor. I'm eating well and exercising often. I'm working with a doctor. I'm being intentional about time with positive people. I'm sticking close to Jesus. Because all of this is part of a victory in the battle. My body, mind, heart, and soul. She says, if you struggle with this, be gentle with yourself. You have enough enemies to fight without adding yourself to the list. And if someone you love struggles with it, then hug them and tell them they are doing better than they know. If you've said hurtful, discouraging things, even in the name of love or their best intentions, then tell them you're sorry and you didn't understand. And if you've read this and thought, like I did, what Holley is describing sounds a lot like my life. Then go talk to a counselor or a doctor to find out more. There's power in the knowing. So I ended my journal entry yesterday after trying to find and accomplishing some very wonderful things in my life to be thankful for and all the things I'm grateful for, and looking at what I can do to help myself and being excited about the mail bringing my new 2020 calendar to fill out and contemplate the new year, which is also bringing some wonderful things in my life. I guess if I can still feel a little thrill about the upcoming year, there's hope for me. I'm not hopeless. And Holley ends her chapter. As the saying goes, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. And I say that often, and I believe that. This happens to be mine. I know my enemy's name now, and I am not afraid to say it out loud. Whatever you're facing today, you don't need to hide or hang your head either. There is no shame in being a warrior. Fight